When I was 19, I was homeless. I was couch surfing, walking the streets, and doing my best to keep it together. Just like I was, thousands of young Aussies are also experiencing homelessness right now. In fact, more than 122,000 people in Australia experience homelessness, and 1 in 4 are between the ages of 12 and 24. With rent skyrocketing and barely any affordable places left, and wages that just don't keep you afloat, young people are being priced out of stability. And when that happens, it doesn't just affect your wallet, it affects your mental health, your independence, and your ability to work. And the support that exists, most of it's temporary. A few nights in a bed, a counselling session, and then you're back at square one. That's not a solution. That's why we're building something different. Integrated communities that bring mental health support, job opportunities, and housing all in one place. Real stability, not a quick fix. But enough of me. Alana's now going to run through how deep this problem actually is and why this solution actually matters.
Thanks, Lucas. You're absolutely right. This issue runs deeper than most people actually realise. When we talk about youth homelessness, it's not just about people sleeping rough. For many young Australians at ages 15 to 29, housing insecurity means couch surfing, moving between short-term rentals or sharing overcrowded spaces just to get by. In fact, around 1 in 6 people have experienced some form of homelessness or housing stress in the past year. And with rental prices rising faster than wages, that number is only growing. Without a stable place to live, everything else becomes harder. You can't just focus on study or work when you're worrying about where you'll sleep next. And the mental health toll is huge. Anxiety, depression, and isolation are common because there's no sense of safety or belonging. What's worse is that the support systems we do have are fragmented. Housing services, mental health programs, and job support all exist, but they're disconnected. So a young person might get a crisis bed for a few nights, but then lose access to counselling or employment help when they move. It becomes a cycle that's incredibly hard to break. That's why our idea focuses on integration, bringing housing, mental health, and employment together in one place. Because real change doesn't come from a single service. It comes from stability, community, and opportunity working together. And that's why Thea will explain next how our integrated youth housing communities can make that vision real.
Thanks, Elena. As has been said, we want to come up with something that actually connects all the missing pieces, not just a temporary fix. And that's exactly what our idea is about, creating integrative youth housing communities, where combine affordable housing, on-site mental health support, and job opportunities all in one place. Each community gives young people affordable, stable housing so they can actually stay long-term without worrying about being priced out. Rents based on income, which means they can finally focus on their goals instead of stressing about the next bill. But of course, housing alone is not enough. This is where our mental health support comes in. Right on site, there will be qualified counselors and well-being programs that actually stick around, not just for emergencies, not just one-time support, but for ongoing mental health and personal growth. It's a place where getting help feels normal, not like a last resort. And alongside that, residents will have real opportunities to learn and work through our partnerships with TAFE, local businesses, and apprenticeship programs. That means while they are living here, they can also train, earn, and plan for their future, all within the same community. So why is this model different and powerful? Because all of these supports are connected. So now you don't have to travel between different services to get help or have to repeat your story over and over again. It's all now in one community. Integrative youth housing communities isn't just giving young people a place to stay. It's building the foundation for a better life. And now Gigi is going to walk you through exactly how we can make that happen.
Thank you, Sai, for explaining this solution. Now, I want to let you know why this is really important and how it can be implemented well into our everyday lives.
I'm living with this crisis right now. Juggling 2 jobs and a full-time uni is leading me to burnout. I know I'm not alone. That's why our solution isn't just an idea. It's a practical, actionable plan designed to be rolled out quickly. Studies show that only 18% of renters can afford to buy the home they live in, and inequality has worsened over the last 3 decades. Our immediate focus is a short-term pilot program. We start with one community housing 100 young people into modern modular homes. This is the key. Modular housing is built off-site in weeks, not years. This is incredibly cost-effective and efficient.
It's the most strategic way to get people like me into stable housing immediately. This pilot will be a living proof of concept, integrating the 3 core supports. These include income-based rent, on-site mental health support, and integrated career opportunities. Once our pilot plan is successful, our medium-term plan is to get these modern housings to more communities, adding more job partners and other health options. Long-term wise, our vision is a national strategy, formalizing partnerships with all levels of governments and NGOs. This is realistic as it starts small and smart. By using affordable modular housing and starting with a manageable pilot, we prove that this model works before scaling up. We're ready to build a better future right now. I will now pass this on to James to explain why this matters so much.
Thanks for that, Gigi. The short-term impact. When housing, mental health and employment all come together, the results are immediate. Young people finally are given the opportunity to create stability, safe housing, a consistent line of support, and the chance to focus on themselves instead of just surviving. Affordable income-based rent makes it possible to live securely while accessing on-site counsellors and training programs that build confidence and self-worth. The long-term impact. The real power of this model will be shown over time. We'll see fewer young people cycling through crisis housing and more entering steady jobs and education. That means stronger communities, better mental health outcomes, and a healthier national economy. It's also financially sustainable. Income-based rent provides a steady cash flow, while partnerships with governments and NGOs ensure long-term funding. But this isn't charity, it's a strategic investment in Australia's youth and in our future workforce. Our integrated youth housing communities don't just respond to a crisis, they break the cycle entirely. They turn instability into opportunity and uncertainty into hope. Because in the end, it's not just temporary housing, it's a pathway to independence. What my team and I have outlined isn't just a plan, it's the beginning of real change for young Australians.